seen this talked about with Tobacco Vanille, but I'll be brief, and that is it reminds me a lot of European style food and drink, as in there's a lot of desserts or pastries that have the same taste or a similar kind of taste to how Tobacco Vanille smells. A lot of pastries you'll get in Estonia, Romania, Denmark especially. Tobacco, pairing that with vanilla and just making this incredible, beautiful Christmas experience that, like I said in my top 10 winter list last year, smells like a sort of a European kind of pastry dessert. I love this fragrance. I absolutely love this fragrance. It really is. It's just Christmas. It's just Christmas in a bottle. I've mentioned it a handful of times. If I was going to do a review of this cinematically, I'll tell you exactly what I'd want to do. I would want to go to one of the European, maybe even Eastern European countries, like Romania or like Estonia or somewhere like that. Go to a big city and go to one of their Christmas markets and just like show all the pastries and all the desserts and all the food. That would make my freaking year.
Good morning. It is 4:45 in the morning. My favourite time to get up. But tell you what, let's do it, mate. Let's go to Tallinn, Estonia and review Tobacco Vanille. We've got a long day ahead of us. I gotta get a shower, but yeah, man. Let's make the dream come true. Okay. Got my slippers, got everything. My book. Where are you? Can't forget that. Gonna need that. Right, first things first. I can't even get my words out. I need a cup of tea. Right, so this is how it works. You put the tea bag in first, alright? Then you do not put the milk in next. You put the water from the kettle next. If you put the milk in, you're an uncultured swine, and I don't want to speak to you. Nice. Perfect, mate. Lovely jubbly. Now you put the sodding. Now you put that in. There we go. I'm gonna have a couple sugars because I'm not one of these regular YouTube influencing travellers that you have these days that just look as though they can just travel anywhere and not be bothered, mate. I can do this, but bloody hell. Right, and then finally, a bit of milk. You don't wanna go overboard here. There's a fine art to doing this, because I'm British, sort of born with it. I don't know why it is, but when I'm up at this early in the morning, I go proper southern, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh mate, I just want to go back up the apples and pears and just get the heck in bed, you know what I mean? I go proper like that, so please ignore me if I do that. So here's the plan. Got a taxi arriving at 5:30, and then gonna go to Manchester Airport. Flight's at about 9. Gonna fly to Frankfurt, which is one of the worst airports when it comes to hospitability. Oh my god, hospitality. Hospitality. That's one of the worst ones for hospitality. They're quite aggressive. They'll get you through security, like a dose of salts. They're on it. They're not on it. And then, so that's an hour 25 flight to Frankfurt. Then from Frankfurt, 2.5 hours to Estonia. And so we should be there, Estonia local time, Tallinn local time, about 4 o'clock, half 4. So it's going to be about, all in all, maybe 7 hours, maybe 8 hours of travelling. So it's going to be a real planes, trains and automobiles deal, because we've got to get the train from Preston to Manchester Airport. So here we go. Okay, here we are. If there was ever a morning to be flying, wow, this is absolutely the morning to be doing it. Very beautiful morning here. Wow. Hang on a minute. Don't I know the guy who does the voiceover for that? Here we are finally in Tallinn, Estonia. Oh my god, I'm knackered. You should have seen it though. The outside is absolutely lovely. It's stunning. It's a stunning place. I can't wait to... I flew all the way here to do a fragrance review. What a weird life I lead. Right, here we go. 306. Right, here we go. Now, let's see what we've got. Oh, that's not good. What is going on? Come on. Oh, come on. Oh, thank fuck for that. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. No wonder I got it for cheap. There's not even a table. It's just a room with a bunk bed. Oh no. Oh no. Oh shit. Is this the... It's bigger in here. I'm like... Fucking... Fucking hell. What the fuck? Oh no. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh no, this is terrible. I might as well sleep in here. There's more room in here. Oh no. Oh God. I mean, I feel like Harry sodding Potter at the moment. At the Dursleys, living under the fucking stairs. I think I'm gonna have a drink and go to bed. Yeah, I'll do that. And we will start tomorrow again. And I will show you around Tallinn. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be absolutely stunning. I can assure you that. But this is not how I expected it. Good night. So why come to Tallinn, Estonia, all the way for Tobacco Vanille? Well, there's two things. The first thing is this. Tobacco Vanille is special. It really is. It's something that, in theory, shouldn't really be as successful as it is, which it is. It's a hugely, hugely popular fragrance. And it's something that absolutely captured the imagination of this fragrance community on YouTube, on Fragrantica, and in retail as well. At one point, this was the most successful and best-selling Tom Ford on the market. And even in retail, when I was working in retail, this at times, especially around this period of the year, it would be in the top 5 sales-wise. Now, you look at Tobacco Vanille, and it's dark, it's gritty, it's bold, it's not, Dior Sauvage, it's not citrusy, it's not green, it's not fresh, it's nothing like that. It's very, very its own fragrance. It's got a lot of depth, it's very chocolatey, it's very spicy. It has a lot of things basically that could turn a lot of people off. There's an argument to say that if Tobacco Vanille was released today, at this point, it just wouldn't stand a chance. Now, I don't know that for a fact. It could be surprising. But this was at a time where creativity and new ideas and things that were a little bit out there and things that were different were celebrated on a whole. People wanted things that were new. Now everybody just wants the same. People are interested in clones. They just want the same citrusy fresh, right? And you can see that with all of the modern designer houses who have just basically given up and just gone, fine, just take citrusy and fresh and we'll run away. But this was so popular, so loved, so adored, and it's continued to be that way. What's interesting is, because to me you have the fragrance community before Jeremy Fragrance arrived and then the fragrance community after Jeremy Fragrance arrived, and there was a huge difference in what was appreciated and what people liked, before then and after then. Tobacco Vanille's popularity has not changed. It's not been swayed. It's maybe dimmed a little bit over time, but that's a natural progression. This came out quite a long time ago when you look at it, but it's still loved, it's still adored, it's still talked about. People still, some people still consider this to be their favourite fragrance of all time. It's had a huge impact, so it deserves a big review. It deserves a special review as far as I'm concerned. I couldn't, literally just stand in front of my fragrance cabinet and go, oh guys, this is Tobacco Vanille, what do you think of that? I couldn't sleep if I did something like that. And the second big reason, of course,
is this for me has always reminded me of Christmas. It's reminded me of the smells, the tastes, the feelings of Christmas, especially when it comes to pastries, when it comes to desserts, when it comes to certain drinks that I'm going to be talking about. It's luscious and vibrant and spicy and wonderful and chocolatey, and to me it has always been a Christmas fragrance. So with that, let's explore, to me, the fragrance that in my mind is Christmas in a bottle. Well then, let's tackle presentation. So as you can probably tell by some of the cutaways that you've seen already in this video, the bottle is unfortunately a little bit dented, and that is my fault. Well, actually, I don't quite know how it happened. It happened on the flight, and I put it in with my suitcase. There was only clothing and books in there, but it was a very rough landing. It was a very windy landing, so it has been chipped a little bit. My apologies. However, it's fine. Thank God the bottle is actually all right, because there's a lot of that juice still in there. It's become an iconic look, and I think that's because it's such a simple design. The black and the gold is very beautiful, very stunning. The whole cap, the whole bottle design has become representative of Tom Ford. It's something that is very, very simple yet very stunning. It's beautiful, and it's just very Tom Ford. Tom Ford's a very perfectionist. He wants his suits and he wants his clothing to look meticulous and immaculate, and the bottle definitely does that. And when you see that Tobacco Vanille in all caps strikingly on the bottle with the gold, you know that it's a Tom Ford, and it's fantastic. So yeah, I've always loved the presentation of not just this bottle, but all of the bottles. I think that it's always a risk to have a fragrance line that has a universal look, like with Creed, and of course, Tom Ford. But they've pulled it off well, and they have minor colour changes to represent the different lines, but it's phenomenal. It's become such a eye-catching and memorable bottle design, so I'm just going to give the presentation an easy 5 out of 5. So the scent of Tobacco Vanille, I've mentioned this many times before, but what it reminds me of is something that you would find in one of these Christmas markets. Now, when you go around these Christmas markets, you'll see the regular things. You'll see clothing, you'll see toys and ornaments that look as though they're part of the city. You'll also find, especially on this Christmas market, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of alcohol, which I personally don't mind. But you'll also find loads of pastries, and that's the thing. You'll find things like Danish pastries, orange swirls, orange cinnamon swirls. This is the thing that, especially in the opening, when you open Tobacco Vanille and you spray it on first time, you get this whiff of chocolate, and you get the spices. You get Christmassy spices to my nose. So Tobacco Vanille has always given me that. Where, especially that opening, you get the orange, the sort of the clementine orange that you'd find in a stocking at Christmas. It's absolutely magical. It's dark. It's deep, it's super beautiful, incredible, and it's just picturesque, exactly how you'd find it with something that you find around here, and it goes with the theme and it goes with the visuals of the Christmas market. It's incredible. like I said, it's an unusual fragrance, and it's incredible that it's done so well for itself. You know, it's become so incredibly popular in retail, in the market. Well, when retail was doing well, it's not doing as well anymore, as we all know. But when it was doing well, this fragrance really was doing incredibly well for itself. It's become a legend on YouTube. It's become a legend sort of everywhere, and it's done it by being itself, by being its own voice. And it can resonate with different people, with many different things. But of course, as I said, with me, it's Christmas. It's just Christmas chocolates, it's Christmas pastries, it's Christmas drinks like drambuie. I even get a bit of it with the Varna Tallinn that they serve here. And Varna Tallinn is a great... What they do is they serve you the Varna Tallinn, which is this kind of chocolatey, spicy drink, and then you're allowed to put raisins and orange and lemon, and of course the orange, which is very, very similar and akin to what Tobacco Vanille is. You can put that in. It's incredible. It's Christmas in a bottle. What more can be said? And for that, and the complexity, the depth, the beauty, the warmth, the magic that is within this fragrance, I can't not give it a 5 out of 5. Okay, so I'm at the upstairs part of this incredibly beautiful cafe restaurant. It's unbelievable. It's so beautiful. Just places like this is exactly why I came here. It's why I came to this country, because there are places kind of like this in England and the UK and whatever, but this is just another world. There's a spiral staircase that takes you up here, and it's so homely and so cozy. It's perfect for Christmas. And me rocking my Christmas jumper, I mean, mate, I'm in it to win it. And anyway, I've got this as well, which looks as though it's a mug of coffee or soup. It's beer. It's Estonian beer. And it's strong as hell. So, performance. So I'm gonna say this. I think that overall it's basically both. It's 5 out of 5. Like I said, I can sense that there's been a reformulation, the scent has changed, but I mean, it's a beast. It's a complete beast. That's why it was on the beast mode list. And the ultimate test is, I put it on. I'd say that the projection is not maybe as amazing as it once was. It can sort of, become lighter as it progresses, and it's, certainly not as intense as maybe it once was a couple of years ago, but it's still very intense. Put it on. Next morning, wake up, it's still there, and it's still pretty strong. So there's a reason why I put this on my beast mode list, and that is, it's an absolute beast. It's one of the highlights of the fragrance. I think that's one of the reasons why people are happier to pay a bit more money towards it, because they know that they're going to get something incredibly strong when it comes to performance. So overall, performance is pretty immaculate. To be completely honest, it's a 5 out of 5 all round. So you don't have to fear, you don't have to worry with this. It's incredibly strong. So yeah, that's never really been in question. It's incredible with that. So let's talk about price point. Price point it's remained high, even though I do feel as though there's been a reformulation, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, because the performance and all that is still amazing, so that's great. So, and you can get it on discount. You can find this online. I've dropped a link down below of a very reasonable price that you can get it on FragranceNet, and a very reasonable price that you can get it on All Beauty. All Beauty is, of course, more Europe, UK based. FragranceNet is US based. That Estonian beer is pretty strong, bro. So yeah, price point, it depends on where you get it, and it depends on how much you're willing to pay for it. The retail price is not ideal, I'd say, but you do, it's, like I said, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll give it a thumbs up. Compliments. There are some women who really love this. Like, really, really love this. It's one of those fragrances where either people will go, or people will go, bloody hell, I like that. And that's happened with me. I mean, I know that experience completely off by hand, because I, myself, personally, I smelt it, and I was like, oh my god, it's Christmas. It's Christmas in a freaking bottle. I love it. I adore it. And so it will have that kind of effect on people, where you will have hardcore lovers of this fragrance. I've never really encountered much hate for it. I remember that Alicia didn't like it. And and the name tobacco kind of puts people off. But I've never had people go, turn away and go, oh my god, that's too intense, that's too much. People appreciate the sweetness and the sugary element to it. So yeah, I've had some really solid compliments. I've had some solid in-depth compliments where people have talked to me about it. And said, wow, that's amazing, that's, this, that and the other. It's one of those fragrances that's very complicated and something that's very artistic and has a vision within itself, so people will appreciate that and others just won't, and they won't get it. So I would give a thumbs up to compliments, but it's not your most conventional compliment getting fragrance, and that's a fact. So be it on your own head when it comes to that. This ain't Bleu de Chanel, this isn't Dior Sauvage, this isn't anything like that. As I said in the intro, this is something very, very different, very, very special. But yeah, overall, compliments, pretty good. So in conclusion, Tobacco Vanille for me is Christmas in a bottle, and I'm so glad to have reviewed this. It's been an absolute honour to do it in this country, in what I would say is the most beautiful, the most magical of all Christmas markets in Europe. This was a dream for me 2 years ago to come and do this video in Estonia, in Tallinn, but I've done it. Christmas to some people can be a very beautiful, magical time of year. For others, it can be very contrived, very commercial. I go through phases with it, but whilst I've been here, it's so obvious that Tallinn and the people of Estonia love this time of year and see it as a celebration. So, Tobacco Vanille is getting a 5 out of 5. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm the Fragrance Apprentice.